Hey, welcome back, guys. This morning, my daughter wanted me to make her a ham and cheese omelet. Let me show you how I make mine. So what I have a couple eggs here. I also have just some regular sandwich slice ham and a little bit of Kobe Jack cheese. So what I want to do, I've sliced up my ham into smaller portions. I have about a quarter cup of ham and probably a quarter cup of cheese. And what we want to do, we want to go ahead and get our eggs together first. So I'd have a couple eggs. We're going to put them in a bowl, and we want to add just like a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of milk. This is going to help get your eggs nice and fluffy when you're making your omelet. And just go ahead and whisk until you see just one solid color like we have here. All right, so let's get started. So I've just added a pat of butter. I have a smaller non-stick skillet here. Now, if you were using a stainless skillet, just make sure that your skillet is nice and hot before you get started and you have plenty of butter in there so it won't stick. What I want to do though, I want to go ahead and begin to cook my ham first. Now, I know there are a lot of people that make their omelets and they'll cook up everything, put their egg in, and then cram everything in the middle of the egg and fold it over that way. I just prefer to do it this way. So whatever kind of toppings you're using for your omelet, whether it be ham, bacon, sausage, peppers and onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, spinach, whatever the case may be, you can do that at this time now. Leave everything in outside of the cheese and then put your egg on top like you'll see what we do here in a minute. So I've got my ham nice and warmed up now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and add in my egg on top of this. And what you'll want to do, you'll want to go ahead and start folding in the outside of the egg to allow the runnier portions to continue to cook. This is the way that you're going to make sure that you have an evenly cooked omelet. You don't want to overcrowd your omelet with tons and tons of toppings, because that essentially, it just, to me, it doesn't turn out right. But as you can see, I'm kind of moving in the outside to the inside to allow that yolk to continue to run to the outside so it can cook evenly. And you just want to continue to do this until the yolk doesn't freely move anymore. Once it begins to set up some, then you can go ahead on and move on to the next step or add your cheese. All right, so now you can see now that it's not, the yolk is pretty much done moving. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add our cheese, and we're at the home stretch. Now, we like our eggs. I like my eggs fried hard. My kids do as well. So we don't necessarily like them runny. If you wanted them a little runny, you could have added your cheese probably a minute to 45 seconds to a minute earlier, and folded it in. Your egg would not be quite as done as mine is. But this is kind of the way we prefer them. Also, at the time we were mixing our egg, you could have added in your salt and your pepper. This is for my daughter, so she's not a fan of the pepper, and she really doesn't like salt as much, and you're going to get a good portion of salt from your ham and your cheese anyway, so you wouldn't necessarily have to add any salt if you did not want to. So you just want to let your egg continue to cook a little bit. Again, you could have pulled it prior to this point at the time, but I just wanted to go a little bit further and ensure that the egg is good and not necessarily runny. So once it's done, all we're going to do now is go ahead and fold it over. And once you fold it, the rest of the egg that's on top will continue to cook from residual heat, and you will have a perfectly cooked omelet, as you can see here. Ham all the way through, cheese nice and melted. My daughter will definitely enjoy this. So I hope this helped you guys. If you've ever struggled with making omelets, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. God bless.